Welcome to another lesson by yourtechvision.com. Dr. Robinson here to show you how to do another SOL test practice using Quizlet. So I'm going to Alt-D and paste in. And I'm just going to hush him up by hitting the Control key. So you get to the page. Your teacher may want you to log in, but with practice tests, it's really not necessary. It automatically pops you directly into your edit box. You do need to use Chrome for this. It works the most smoothly. So you're going to use your arrow keys. Since it pops you right into your edit box, you need to up arrow.
List of 5 items. Heading level 4, 5 written questions.
Okay, so it's a heading. So H would also get you there too, or Shift H to go backwards. Let's go down arrow now.
List of 5 items. 1. These are characteristics of the fully elliptic period.
Okay, since I have not done this studying, I'm just going to go ahead and put things down here.
Edit. T-O-O-L-S, full space H. U-L-A-N-S.
Okay, nice and easy. And I'm going to continue just down arrow, just so you can see how easy this is.
Humans. Type founded in 8000 BCE.
Okay, so any pictures here, you're going to go ahead and need someone cited to describe those pictures to you because they're not alt-texted.
Tools, humans, edit, type the answer, edit, type in text.
Okay.
U-I-L-I-N-N-I-E-I-G-S.
And continue to down arrow.
Type the answer. 3. Which factor had the greatest effect on the movement of early nomadic societies?
Okay, and you can see really how easy this is. Now I'm going to go ahead and go to the next heading because this is just down arrow, type the answer, you type in the answer, and if you need it to repeat, you just up arrow. So I'm going to hit H for heading.
5 matching questions, heading level 4.
Okay, so now with the 5 matching questions, you need to do it just slightly differently. So to move down these lists, you're going to have to use the Control key. Let's down arrow first to get into the list.
So 5 items.
Okay, list of five items. Now, if I continue to down arrow, and you're going to immediately know this is an issue if you forget the Control. So I'm going to down arrow again.
1. Buildings, edit.
Yep, buildings, edit. Doesn't tell you enough.
List end. List of 5 items.
Okay, and you'll notice it immediately pops you over to the second column. That's a problem because it's going to read A, B, C, D first before it reads 1, 2, 3. So up arrow again, back to 1. Let's do it again.
End. No match. And edit.
Okay, now, and you'll also notice it pops you to the end of the column. Now we're going to add the Control in, and you're going to see how smooth this is. So on my left hand is just sitting on the Control key, and I'm going to up arrow back to number 1.
5. Animal micro 4. Archaeologist 3. Created cell 2. Archaeologists 1.
Okay, so now you're going to need to use the Control key. And I always tell kids, listen to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 first, then go to your choices. So now let's go ahead and do that. I'm sitting on the Control key, and I'm going to just go through my first column.
Archaeologist 2. Created cell commune 3. Archaeologist 4. Animal migration 5. Nomads.
Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and continue to hold my Control key.
List end. List of 5 items.
And it reads perfectly. List end starts the new list. So the kids are going to read A, and then they're going to go and put it where it needs to be. Now I'm going to release the Control key, and now just down arrow.
A. Scientists who study past cultures by locating and analyzing human remains or artifacts are called ...
Okay, so once they get that information, sit on the Control and move it back to the item that you want to select.
List of 5 items. List end. Nomads 5. Animal micro 4. Archaeologist.
Okay, now you'll notice it skipped the edit box, so down arrow.
And edit.
And go ahead and put
A.
the A. Sit on your Control key and go back to the second column list view.
Archaeologist 4. Animal micro 5. Nomads. List end. List of 5 items.
Okay, and continue to let go of the Control key and down arrow.
A. Science B. Carbon dating is used by ...
Okay, so carbon dating is used by what? Once again, sit on your Control key and go to the item that you want.
A. Scientist of list end. Nomads 5. Animal micro 4. Archaeologist 3. Created cell 2. Archaeologist.
Okay, as soon as you know that's the word you want, you up arrow to the blank.
A. Edit.
And you put B. Okay, so now we've finished that. Let's just say we have finished that. Let's go ahead and go to the next heading. You are in forms mode, so you need to get into what is called cursor mode. If that's too much if that is too much information for your kids, just sit on your Control key and down arrow. But I'm going to go ahead and caps lock semicolon or insert semicolon, or if you're on desktop commands, you can hit your plus.
Joel PC.
And now I can hit H for heading.
5 multiple choice questions.
Okay.
Heading level 4.
And it's not that difficult. Insert semicolon, caps lock semicolon using laptop commands. Very easy. So you've got options there. Now let's go ahead and continue to down arrow.
So 5 items. 1. Stand list of 4 items. Best 1. Stands for common era. List of 4 items. Nesting level 1. Neolithic era radio. Z radio button not checked.
Okay, that's what I want. So I'm just going to hit spacebar.
Space read only. Z radio button checked.
And I'm going to go ahead and continue to down arrow.
BCE radio archaeologist grade list and testing level 1, 2. Increased agricultural productivity during the Neolithic period led to ...
Okay, so you can actually see how easy this is to navigate for our blind students to take this test. It's just being ready for someone to describe the pictures that are not alt text. And of course, you can do that when you actually set up the test. Teachers can. But anyway, it is very, very easy. So let's go ahead and just continue to down arrow very, very quickly. Okay, once again, hit H for heading. Okay, let's just hit down arrow.
List of 5 items. 1. Early people stopped roaming with the ... rightward arrow development of 5. List of 5 items. 1. Early people stopped roaming with the ... rightward arrow development of 5. True radio button not checked.
Okay, true radio button, it tells you, so space bar.
Space, true radio button checked.
Down arrow.
False radio 2. Map between the Tigers and Euphrates rightward arrow archaeologist.
Okay, so that's where you're going to grab a map and just have the kid refer to that as they need to.
True radio button not checked. 1 of 2. False radio button not checked. 3.
Let's just keep going down. Just down arrowing.
Not 5. True radio button not checked.
Radio buttons are also A. So I'm just going to hit an A.
False radio button not checked. 2 of 2. Button not checked. 2 of 2.
Okay, and then you can just hit space bar. And then you're just going to go down arrow to check answers.
List end. Check answers button.
And you hit your space bar.
Space. Wrist.
Okay, now what it's going to do is it's going to tell you what you got wrong. And of course, my grade's 5% because I didn't actually answer everything. So go ahead and control home.
Test colon unit 1 dash prehistory and human origins vertical bar quizlet.
And hit H for heading.
5 written questions heading level 4.
And start back at the top and listen to the corrections.
List of 5 items. 1. These are characteristics of the Paleolithic period. Incorrect.
Okay, and it tells you incorrect.
Tools, humans. The answer. Spoken language, small clans, hunting dash gathering.
So really, really nice. The kids can easily study this over and over and over again. So very accessible,
Spoken language, small clans,
minus the pictures. And that is how you do Quizlet testing and practicing for your SOL in Virginia.